My beloved child. Before this message reaches its ending, something inside you will begin to remember who you truly are. Not who the world told you to be. Not the version of you that learned how to stay quiet, how to blend in, how to survive. No. Something much older is waking up. And if you feel your chest tightening right now, if your mind suddenly became still for no reason, if you feel like this message was waiting for you long before you clicked it, then don't skip. Stay till the end. Because what you are about to hear was never meant for everyone. There is a reason your life has never felt normal. A reason people could never fully understand you. A reason you always felt different even in a crowded room. Listen carefully. Most people move through life asleep. They wake up, repeat routines, follow noise, chase approval, and slowly forget the voice inside them. But you were never able to fully sleep. Even as a child, there was something strange about your awareness. You noticed energy before words. You felt emotions people tried to hide. You walked into rooms and instantly sensed tension nobody else saw. You knew when someone was pretending. You knew when danger was near. And the frightening part? You never learned it. You simply knew. Pause for a second and think about that. How many times were your instincts right? How many times did your soul warn you before your mind understood? How many moments felt impossible to explain? This is where everything begins to change, because the truth is, you are not becoming different. You were born different, and the world noticed before you did. That is why your journey has been heavy. People projected their confusion onto you. Some envied you without understanding why. Others tried to dim your light because your presence exposed things they were trying to hide. Have you noticed that? You can walk into silence, and suddenly everyone becomes uncomfortable. Not because you are weak, but because something inside you carries intensity, an unspoken force. A frequency. You were never meant to fit into ordinary patterns. That is why your soul kept resisting ordinary paths. And now, the signs are becoming impossible to ignore. You are seeing repeated numbers, strange timing, unexpected encounters, moments where reality itself feels like it pauses around you. You thought it was coincidence. It is not. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end, because very few people are ready to hear what comes next. There are souls on this planet who operate only from the surface. And then, there are souls who carry remembrance. You are one of them. That deep loneliness you carried your entire life? It was never punishment. It was preparation. Because those who are chosen often walk alone before they rise. The silence shaped you. The pain sharpened you. The betrayals awakened your discernment. And every moment you thought you were breaking, you were actually transforming. Read that again in your spirit. You were transforming. People saw your sensitivity and called it weakness. But they never understood what sensitivity truly is. It is heightened perception. It is spiritual intelligence. It is the ability to feel what others ignore. That is why loud places exhaust you. That is why fake energy drains you. That is why your soul craves depth while the world celebrates distraction. You were designed differently. And deep down, you have always known it. Even when you doubted yourself. Even when life made you question your worth. Even when you tried to become more normal, something inside you refused to disappear. Because your existence carries purpose, a purpose connected to awakening others. But before that can happen, you must first remember yourself. And this is the part most people will never understand. Your greatest battle was never external. It was internal confusion. The constant feeling that you were forgetting something important. The sensation that reality had layers nobody talked about. The feeling that your life was leading toward a moment you could not yet see. That moment is getting closer. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, there are people watching this who feel chills running through their body. Not because of fear, because truth resonates. And truth has a frequency. When the soul hears something real, it reacts. That reaction is happening inside you now. You are beginning to see why certain chapters had to end. Why certain people disappeared. Why some doors closed exactly when you begged for them to stay open. Because your path was being redirected, protected, prepared. You thought life was rejecting you, but life was separating you from environments that could not carry your next evolution. And now look at yourself. You survived moments that should have destroyed your confidence. You survived nights where nobody knew how much you were carrying. You survived becoming your own comfort when nobody understood your heart. That strength did not appear by accident. It was built, quietly, painfully, powerfully. There is something extraordinary about souls like yours. You can lose everything, and still rise with light inside your eyes. That is rare. That is not ordinary human behavior. Most people become bitter after suffering. But you? You became deeper, wiser, more aware, more connected. And that connection is beginning to activate at a higher level now. You may have noticed it recently. Your intuition becoming stronger. Dreams feeling more vivid. A strange pull toward purpose. A feeling that your old identity no longer fits. That is because your spirit is outgrowing the version of you created by survival. The real you is emerging now, slowly, powerfully, irreversibly. And some people will not understand this transformation. They will call you distant, different, too intense, too quiet, too awake. But do not shrink yourself to comfort people who fear depth. You did not come here to become smaller. You came here to remember your magnitude. There is a reason your soul has always searched for meaning. Because your spirit recognizes that this world is more than routines and appearances. You were created to see beyond illusion. And once a chosen soul begins waking up, everything changes. The conversations change. The energy changes. The desires change. Even time begins to feel different. You stop chasing things that once distracted you. You stop needing constant validation. You stop abandoning yourself just to be accepted. Because something greater begins calling you. Can you feel it? That invisible pull? That silent knowing? That sensation that your life is about to enter a completely new chapter? It is not imagination. It is alignment. And the reason this message found you today is because your next season is already approaching. A season where clarity replaces confusion. A season where your gifts become undeniable. A season where the version of you hiding in the shadows finally steps forward. But before that happens, you must stop seeing yourself through wounded eyes. You are not broken. You are becoming. Every painful experience carried hidden instruction. Every delay taught endurance. Every ending revealed truth. Nothing was wasted. Not one tear. Not one lonely night. Not one unanswered question. It was all shaping the soul you are becoming now. And here is the revelation most people are too distracted to understand. The world trains people to disconnect from themselves, to ignore intuition, to suppress emotion, to fear stillness, because stillness awakens awareness, and awareness awakens power. That is why your solitude became sacred, because in silence, you began hearing yourself again, not the world's voice, your voice, the deeper voice, the eternal one. And once that voice awakens, nothing can fully silence it again. Stay till the end, because this next truth may change how you see your entire life. The reason you always felt like an outsider is because your soul was never built to follow the crowd. You came here carrying vision, sensitivity, discernment, and people who carry those gifts often feel isolated before they are understood. Think about it. Why do strangers open up to you so quickly? Why do people feel your energy before you even speak? Why have you always sensed hidden intentions so accurately? Because your awareness extends beyond appearances. You read energy, you feel truth, and even though that gift brought loneliness at times, it also protected you. There were moments your intuition saved you from paths that would have shattered your spirit. You listened without realizing it. That inner voice guided you more than you know. And now it is guiding you here, to this moment, to this realization. You are not here accidentally. You are here because your soul is ready for remembrance, ready to stop shrinking, ready to stop apologizing for being different, ready to stop questioning the very thing that makes you powerful. You were never too much. You were operating at a depth others could not yet understand. That is why superficial connections exhausted you. Your soul craves authenticity, truth, meaning, and now the universe is responding to that frequency. Watch carefully what begins happening after this message. Watch the signs. Watch the shifts. Watch how certain people suddenly disappear while others unexpectedly arrive. Your reality is reorganizing itself around your awakening. And yes, it may feel uncomfortable at first. Growth always does. But what is coming is greater than what is leaving. Never forget that. Something huge is waiting for you. Not someday. Soon. Closer than you think. There is a version of your future already calling your name. A version of you who no longer doubts their worth. A version of you who no longer fears standing alone. A version of you who fully understands why they had to walk through darkness before reaching clarity. That future self exists already, and every challenge you survived was leading you toward them. You were not abandoned. You were being prepared. Prepared for influence. Prepared for awakening. Prepared to become proof that transformation is possible. And this is only the beginning. Because once a chosen soul fully remembers who they are, their entire reality begins shifting in ways logic cannot explain. Doors open unexpectedly. Opportunities appear suddenly. Energy becomes magnetic. Peace replaces chaos. And the strangest part? The soul finally feels at home within itself. That is what is approaching you now. Not perfection. Alignment. Not fantasy. Awakening. And if your heart is beating faster right now, if your intuition feels alive, if something inside you is whispering, "This message is for me," then listen closely. You are entering a season where your spirit will no longer tolerate anything false. False connections, false dreams, false versions of yourself. Everything artificial will begin falling away. Because your soul is demanding authenticity now. And that process changes everything. The old version of you is ending. The fearful version. The doubting version. The version that waited for permission to shine. A new self is emerging. A stronger self. A clearer self. A powerful self. And the world will feel your transformation before you even explain it. This is why you must stay awake spiritually. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Protect the vision growing quietly inside you. Not everyone will understand your evolution. And that is okay. You were not sent here to be understood by everyone. You were sent here to awaken. To remember. To rise. So when the world tries to convince you that you are ordinary, remember this moment. Remember this feeling. Remember the truth your spirit recognized tonight. You are different for a reason. And your story is not small. In fact, It is only now beginning to unfold.